Man, AMC Entertainment and Adam Aron had a phenomenal earnings call yesterday where it seemed like nothing but good news was coming out and AMC Entertainment is thriving. Now, I'm going to let you know if you do go read the earnings report, there are a little bit of, there's some caution advised against AMC's futures. We'll go over that in a second here, but I do want to say AMC Entertainment is it's on fire right now. AMC is bringing in more customers quarter over quarter, year over year. It is growing phenomenally, and it looks like we could be returning to pre-pandemic levels a lot sooner than anticipated. And guys, the topic of the century is that retail investors own 90% of the float. I do want to talk a little bit about that in this video as well, because is it 90% of the shares outstanding? Is it just 90% of the legally issued shares outstanding? Or is it 90% of the remaining shares after you take out major institutional holders who fund ETFs and indexes as well? So if all of this sounds like something you're interested in, let's get started. What's up, everybody? I'm Clay. I'm here to make 2022 the best year ever. If you haven't clicked that subscribe button, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Join us, become a bro. We are here every single day, and we are growing our portfolios together. Look, if you're brand new to investing, you don't know how or where to buy stocks and crypto, you get links in the description below for Webull and then a bunch of different cryptocurrency exchanges as well. So make sure to check those out, because Webull's got the best promotion they've ever got going on with 5 free stocks just for making your deposit. So you want to make sure you take advantage of that, especially while everything's on a dip, right? But let's talk about this earnings call. We'll briefly go over some of the really, really positive sides of it. And then I do want to dive in a little bit, talk about the cautions, talk about the concerns, because everybody needs to know what's going on out there. And then whether or not, what did Adam Aron actually mean by the 90% that retail owns? So if we look at the earnings call, we've got a lot of great things, from revenue increasing. We've got record year-ending liquidity on hand at $1.8 billion, yes, with a B, billion dollars. And AMC is in a much, much better fundamental place now than they have been in a very long time, predating the pandemic. So, I mean, if you're not looking, you got to go all the way back to 2017, 18, 19 before you get to a balance sheet that looks better than it did now. It is growing every single day. That is excellent news. It is extremely bullish, and I believe that, if things continue to grow the way they are, the shorts should absolutely be scared. But we need that continued growth. Like in Adam Aron's last tweet, he said, but we need more. It is true. And this brings me to the cautious side of the actual earnings report. So if you guys did go out there and read it, yes, it is riddled with great news of growing numbers, growing revenues, growing earnings, growing literally everything is growing and becoming more efficient and better than it has been in recent past. However, there are some very strong warnings out there surrounding the retail investors and the activity on social media. There are some very strong warnings out there warning you and advising against, jumping into AMC's common stock without knowing that it's an extremely speculative trade. But the most important thing that I saw out there was the main focus on debt and the main focus on increasing liquidity. Now, it's very obvious that Adam Aron and the executive team at AMC are focused on paying down debt and refinancing, because there's over $5 billion in debt on AMC's balance sheet and another $5 billion in rent due. So this is something that you really have to consider, knowing that AMC's revenue is much lower than it has been in pre-pandemic levels. And this brings me to the statement that the executive team had in the earnings call, or earnings report, not the earnings call, but the earnings report for AMC, is that if one of these two things doesn't happen, AMC could be facing court-issued restructure, which would be a form of bankruptcy. So if AMC doesn't get back to pre-pandemic level revenue streams, where they're bringing the same amount of people into the theaters that they were before, so you're looking at 2019 levels, and from where we ended 2021, we would roughly have to double viewers in movie theaters throughout 2022 to get to that level. Either that needs to happen in order to sustain our current revenue and debt obligations, or AMC is going to need to increase its liquidity. Debt obligations could do that, but then they're going to be burying themselves even further. Issuance of shares is another way that they can go out there and raise liquidity in order to pay down their bills and make sure that they meet their obligations, because that is extremely important. So I do want to point out, just like Adam Aron did at the end of his tweet, that there is more to be done. AMC is not out of the woods yet. It is not in the clear, and it needs to continue growing if we expect it to be the company that the shorts are going to be afraid of. So I just want to throw that out there, that those warnings are in the earnings report. I encourage everybody to go out there and read it. Just go to AMC's investor relations page and then the SEC filings, and you guys can download that. I believe it's the 10K. It's the most recent filing that they've got out there. So check that out. But I do want to say Adam Aron is doing a phenomenal job with what he has at his fingertips. And I think that it is there's not much better that a CEO could do facing everything that he has faced. I know there's a level of frustration between apes that are here for a short squeeze and management who's trying to raise as much money as possible in order to sustain the future of AMC Entertainment. Sorry, my throat's going. AMC Entertainment as a company and not just a stock price. So you have to balance those out, and I do believe Adam Aron is doing an amazing job. But the 90%, I want to talk about that for a second, because I still see a lot of speculation and a lot of people trying to read so far deep into the weeds and between the lines in that statement. And what Adam Aron said was that excluding index funds and excluding holdings for index funds and such, retail owners own 90% of the legally issued shares outstanding, or however it was exactly worded. What does that look like? Does that look like retail owners or retail investors own 90% of the 516 million shares? Does it mean that retail investors own 90% of the remaining shares? So after you take out investment firms like BlackRock and Vanguard who are out there and they've got major ETFs that hold AMC stock and are required to hold AMC stock in order to have these funds being traded, that retail owns that, 90% of that, because that would be about 70% of the overall shares outstanding, which is more in line with what we were kind of expecting at this point. Does it literally mean, like some of the people on Twitter are expecting here, that Adam Aron is saying the legally issued shares because there are illegally issued shares out there? I know that's another popular one with a lot of people on the internet right now. And hey, I'm going to leave it up to you guys. Okay, because I don't know. He was not clear on what he meant by it, so I have no idea what he meant by it. I personally believe that it's the 90% of the remaining shares and that he just didn't use the word remaining. But I want to know what you guys think, because clearly, I mean, each one of them, you can equal 90% in multiple different ways. Which one do you guys think it is? Let me know in the comments below. Get it out there. Get excited about it, because we are here for an AMC stock short squeeze, and we are not leaving. If this button right here is still red, make sure to click it, subscribe to the channel, join us, become a bro. We are here every single day, and we are growing our portfolios together. ClayBro883 on Twitter and Instagram, Webull, Binance, Gemini, Crypto.com in the description. And until the next time, hope that each and every one of you have an awesome day.